Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing well. And today we will be dealing with a poem, The Sun Rising, which is written by the renowned English poet John Donne. Donne wrote a wide range of social satire, sermons, holy sonnets, elegies, and love poems throughout his lifetime, and he is perhaps best known for the similarities between his erotic poetry and his religious poetry. Much of his work, including The Sun Rising, was published after his death. So that's an important point that you have to keep in mind. Much of his works was published after his death, and particularly this poem, The Sun Rising, was published in the collection named Songs and Sonnets in 1633. In The Sun Rising, the speaker orders the sun to warm his bed. That is the gist of this poem. The speaker is ordering to the sun to warm his bed for what? Just so that he and his lover can stay there all day instead of getting up to go to work. So that's a very interesting love poem. This poem, The Sun Rising, is a love poem, and it's very interesting to read it. And the poem's playful use of language and extended metaphor exemplifies Donne's style across his work, both erotic and religious alike. So now we may dive into the poem. Exemplifies Donne's style across his work, both erotic and religious alike. So now we may dive into the poem. Busy old fool, unruly sun, why dost thou thus, through windows and through curtains, call on us? Must to thy motions lover's season run? So here in these 4 lines, or the introductory lines, the poet is actually speaking to the sun, and he's telling, "Hey sun, you old disruptive busybody, why are you shining past the windows and closed curtains to pay an uninvited visit to me and my girlfriend? Do lovers really have to structure their schedules around your movements across the sky?" So the lover or the poet over here is very much irritated or angry towards the sun because the sun has risen, and the sun's rays have come through the windows, through the curtains to the room, and that reminds him and his girlfriend that it's the morning sun, and they have to wake up and they have to go to work. And the poet is not at all interested to go to work at that moment because he is with his beloved, and he wants the sun to go away, and so that he and his lover could stay in the bed and be comfortable over there. So he's asking, "Why have you come, sun? We have not invited you. You have come through our window, through our curtains, to our room, and you are actually disturbing us, sun." And that's what the poet is telling. And he is also asking the sun that, "What do you think of yourself? You want us lovers to schedule things according to your timetable. That is, you know that the sun rises at a certain time and sets at a certain time." And here the poet is asking, does lovers like us have to reschedule things according to your schedule? That's not good. That's not fair. That's the thing that the poet is arguing with the sun. Moving on to the next lines. Saucy pedantic wretch, go chide, late schoolboys and sore princesses. Go tell court huntsmen, and the king will ride. Call country ants to harvest offices. Love all alike, no season knows nor clime, nor hours, days, months, which are the rags of time. So, saucy pedantic. Pedantic means a person who is excessively concerned with minor details. A person who is excessively concerned with minor details. Wretch means a very unhappy person. Unhappy person. Chide means to speak out in anger. To speak out in anger. Prentices means apprentices. Apprentices means what? A person who's learning a work from someone and he's working extra time even though his wages are very low. So that's a person who's known as apprentice. Clime means a region considered with reference to climate. A region considered with reference to climate. So, in this segment, the poet is telling to the sun, "You rude, inflexible, and insensitive jerk, go scold boys who are late to school and apprentices who are sulky about their early morning. Go tell the king's hunting party that the king is about to ride out on a hunt and urge lowly farm workers to start their harvesting duties." So here the poet is asking the sun that rather than disturbing us, you fool, just go and scold the boys who are late to school. They are the people who have to go to the school very early. Go and scold them. Or else you go to the apprentices and tell them that they are very slow in their early morning works. They have to do works pretty quickly. Or else you go to the king's hunting party. That is, when the king goes hunting, he will have a huge group of people along with him to help him to hunt animals. So the poet is asking the son that go and tell the hunting party that the king is about to go for hunting. Tell them. Or else you may urge the farm workers to start their harvesting duty. Harvesting time has come and tell them to go and harvest things. So the poet is irritated and frustrated that the son has come to their room and he wants the son to go somewhere else and ask the students, the apprentice, the king's hunting party, or even the farm workers to do whatever they have to do, to mind their business or to inform them about their work rather than disturbing our romantic day. Next, he is telling that love in all its forms is above the influence of seasons and weather. So, love is something that it is in all forms. It is not particular with a season and weather. We know that the season and weather does not influence a person's love. That's what's being told over here. It is also above the influence of hours, days, and months, which, unlike love, wear out like old rags as time passes. So, the poet is telling that love is something that does not change according to the season, to the weather, hours, days, months. All these things changes are bound to change. But love is something that stands forever. It does not wear out. Wear out means it does not go away from as time passes. It will be there in our minds forever and ever. Moving on to the second stanza of the poem. Thy beam, so reverent and strong, why shouldst thou think I could eclipse and cloud them with a wink, but that I would not lose her sight so long? Here the poet is telling, why should you think, here the you is the sun, why should you think your beams are so worshipped and strong? I could block them out by closing my eyes, except that I wouldn't want to stop looking at my lover that long. So here the poet is telling the sun that, who do you think you are? You think that your beams, the sun rays, are worshipped and are very strong that it could pierce our eyes and it could make us wake up? No way. I have a very simple method to avoid you. I could just close my eyes. If I close my eyes, I could not see you anymore and I could be there in my bed all day long. So, the poet is also telling that even though I could do such a thing to get away from you, the sun, but I don't want to do it because I don't want to close my eyes that long. Since my lover is with me, I want to see her. And if I try to block you, I have to close my eyes and I could not see my lover anymore. So that's the only reason that I'm not going to close my eyes that long. If her eyes have not blinded thine, look, and tomorrow late tell me whether both the Indias of spice and mine be where thou left'st them, or lie here with me. In these lines, the poet is asking the sun that uh, you could not control whether I should see you or not. I could close my eyes, and by closing my eyes I won't see you anymore, and I don't want to close my eyes since my lover is near me. I want to look at her. And he's also telling that assuming that her eyes aren't so bright that they have blinded yours. So here the poet is asking the sun that if you have checked my lover's eyes, my girlfriend's eyes, if you have seen it at least once, I hope that you have not gone blind, because he's comparing his lover's eyes or his girlfriend's eyes are more bright or more shining than the sun. So it might have even blinded the sun. That's what he's trying to tell over here. Go check, and tomorrow evening tell me whether both East Indies and West Indies are where you left them, or whether they are right here next to me. So here the poet is trying to tell that sun, just go and check whether you have seen East Indies and West Indies the last day. So today when you go and just go and check whether East Indies and West Indies are in the places that you have left them yesterday, because you might have got blinded by seeing my lover's eyes. And he's also trying to tell that even these exotic, the sun, even though the sun goes in search of these exotic places, he might not be able to find them, the places where they are supposed to be, because even the sun might feel that all these places are lying next to the poet, that is his lover. His lovers are these exotic places. The sun might feel so. I hope you understood that is I'll tell you once more. Here the poet is asking the sun that, sun, if you have looked into my lover's eyes, you might have gone blind. And for that, to establish that fact that he has gone blind, when he goes in search of exotic places like West Indies or East Indies, the previous day he might have left these places in their original place. But when he goes in search of these places now, he won't be able to see those places. Instead, he would feel that he is seeing those places near the poet. Near the poet who's lying, it's his girlfriend or it's his lover. So even the sun will be able to see these places in the poet's lover's eyes. Moving on. Ask for those kings whom thou saw'st yesterday, and thou shalt hear all here in one bed lay. Here the poet is asking the sun, ask to see the kings you saw yesterday. You might have seen a lot of kings yesterday, and you will hear that they are all lying here in this bed. That is, all the beautiful and sovereign things in the world which the sun meets as it travels the world each day are combined, are together in the poet's lover. Okay, everything good that the son has seen throughout his journey, the son could see in his lover, and that is what the poet is trying to describe over here. Next stanza. She's all states and all princes, I, nothing else is. Princes do but players, compared to this. All honors mimic, all wealth alchemy. Here the poet is telling, my lover is every country, and I am every prince. Nothing else exists. He could see only himself and his lover, and his lover is all the countries in the world, and he is the prince of all the countries. Okay, and he is not able to see anything else. Princes only pretend to be us. Compared to our love, all honor is a cheap copy, and all wealth is a futile attempt to attain riches. The lover or the poet is actually very proud about his love. He is comparing that nothing else in this world, whatever wealth or position or anything that he finds in this world, is not as valuable as the love that he shares with his beloved. And all the other things are very futile, he's telling. And moving on to the next lines. Thou, son, art half as happy as we, in that the world's contracted thus. Thine age asks ease, and since thy duties be to warm the world that's done in warming us, shine here to us, and thou art everywhere. This bed thy centre is, these walls thy sphere. In these lines, the poet is telling, you, son, should be half as glad as we are that the whole world fits here in the bedroom. Your old age demands that you take it easy, because your job is to keep the world warm. You can do your job by keeping us warm. By shining here on us, you can shine everywhere. This bed is your center, and the bedroom walls are the outside boundaries of the solar system. So the comparison that the poet has made in the final lines are really interesting. It's very cute. We could see that he is actually asking the son that you should be glad that you are a part of our world right now. And here the world the poet tries to explain is his bedroom. His bedroom is the world, and the what you call the border, the boundary, or the bedroom walls are described as the solar system. So you are right now outside our world, and you could enter our world by coming through the window as sun's rays, and the only job that you have to do is that you could warm us with your sun rays. That is, you could keep us warm, and we would be extremely comfortable over here in our bed. That is the only thing that you have to do, because you are an old person, you have aged, and you have to do all these things in a little bit soft and mild manner. Don't rush into it. And he is trying to tell that this bed is your center. That is, we are the center and you are around us. Okay, so the poet is telling that the poet and the lover are the center of the world, and around them the sun is revolving in the solar system. So that is a huge comparison that the poet has made. So that's it. I hope you have understood the poem. It's a very simple and dramatic poem. I hope today's session was fruitful for you all. It's Kirti signing off. See you in another session. Thank you so much.